Okay, hi guys. This is just an update on my FNAF AU. I've changed it quite a lot. The ships I will show you in a different video, which should be the next video where I show you the new designs for them. But yeah, I'll just tell you how the AU is different. And I won't just show you how the AU is different, I will also say things that are not different in the AU as well, just in case some of you don't know how my AU works. I'll just basically explain the new AU. So the first thing I want to say about the AU is past Michael tried to make an animatronic to make his father proud, which I will have to make the animatronic, or the character of the animatronic. And I also do have to figure out what animal it should be, but I could put a poll up on community posts and you guys can decide if you'd like. And the second thing that's changed in my AU is the personalities. Chris's personality's changed, also Ennard's personality's changed. So Chris and Ennard have got similar personalities, I guess, not really, but they both hate Michael and they're just more angry towards Michael. But yeah, and also Ennard doesn't like any of Michael's family, especially not Elizabeth. He actually really hates Elizabeth, and then Chris likes the rest of his family, just not Michael because, he killed him. I also do want to say that further on in my Afton family, series thing, that they will start liking Michael again, but yeah, just now they don't. And also William hates Ennard, and he doesn't hate Michael. Yeah. Okay, the third thing I would like to say about my AU is Elizabeth is the youngest. She died by circus baby while Chris saw and Michael also saw. And then, the bite of, it's going to be the bite of 1983 instead of 1987, which I know that a lot of other FNAF gacha YouTubers do 1987, but then some of them also do 1983. I'm just going to do 1983 since I think I've saw a lot more other gacha FNAF YouTubers do 1983, so I'm just going to do that as well. Yeah. Also, sorry that I keep on saying and yeah a lot, it's just what I usually do, so I'm sorry about that. I can't really think of anything else that's changed in my AU, but I will now say things that haven't changed, or at least maybe I haven't said them yet. So here's one of the things that I don't know if I've mentioned it or not, but I might have if I've talked about my FNAF AU before, which I think I have. But yeah, Terrence was Michael's older brother. I mean, he is, not was, but, and also I'm going to change it where instead of Clara, or I don't know how to pronounce her name well, so yeah, I'm sorry about that. She didn't kill him. He actually committed suicide because of the abuse that he got from his father and Clara. Clara mostly abused. Terrence, and then, yeah, I never abused Michael. Not sure why, it's just what I chose to do in my AU. But William Afton abused both of his children, aka Terrence and Michael. Anyway, when Terrence committed suicide, he became Nightmare Foxy, which was, if you know, one of Chris's nightmares, which are of his friends. Oh yes, I do remember one other thing I changed, or at least didn't mention, is Michael used to have Chris's nightmares, but they didn't hurt him. He just had them when he was younger as friends. But that's after Terrence committed suicide. That's about 2 years after. When Terrence committed suicide, Michael was about 6 years old, so Terrence committed suicide when he was 10. Okay, so this FNAF AU thing that I want to say is kind of I've taken it kind of from another gacha YouTuber that I watched before, fnaf gacha YouTuber, where Fritz, one of the missing children, he was glad that he died because his older brother had died, but then he wasn't expecting to get put in the suit, but he's glad he did because when his older brother was actually an animatronic, and I'm going to make his older brother Nightmare Bonnie. I don't know why I just chose to do that. Right, also sorry that my AU facts are just like random, it's just what comes to my head at the time, and yeah. So, I'm gonna make Nightmare Mangle, Susie's dog. Yes, William Afton did kill Susie's dog in my AU. But I'm not gonna make it just regular Mangle, I'm making it Nightmare Mangle because I just don't really want Mangle to be, a dog. So, yeah, I'm making it Nightmare Mangle, a dog. So, the puppet, also known as the Marionette, was and is possessed by Charlie, which was Elizabeth's friend. Elizabeth and Charlie are the same age, but all the Nightmare animatronics are not possessed, but they have feelings and emotions. Well, all of them apart from two. I'm gonna make Nightmare and Nightmare Fredbear or Goldie. They're gonna be possessed by kids. And I am making Nightmare and Nightmare Fredbear or Goldie brothers because it'd be nice, Okay, so in my AU, the reason the nightmares were, scaring Chris when he was younger past Chris, is because that Michael told them to scare his father, but they didn't quite understand since they weren't possessed or anything. And I also am making the leader of the Nightmare gang, Nightmare and Nightmare Fredbear, but since even though they've got souls in them, they just kind of followed what everyone else thought, and since they didn't have souls in them, they obviously didn't take that up properly and decided to scare Chris when he was born. Well, not when he was born, but when he was, old enough to when he was I'd say about age 5, until he died. I'm making him his death at age 8, and then when he died, Michael's gonna be 12, and then Elizabeth died at the age 5 or 6. No, 5, yeah, 5. Age 5. And Nightmare and Nightmare Fredbear, or Goldie, they don't know that they're brothers until later on. I'll make it so they find out somehow. I want to talk about Michael's past friends. The one with the Chica mask is Simon, the one with the Bonnie mask is Jordan, and the one with the Freddy mask, his name's Mark, but I think I'm going to change their name, and I might put a poll up, not a poll, but I might just put a community post up to ask you guys what names they should be changed to. Remember to put either Bonnie mask, Freddy mask, Chica mask, beside the name so I know, and then I'll just pick 3 Bonnie masks, 3 Chica masks, and 3 Freddy masks, and put a poll. And yeah, you can either do it in the comments of this or just in a community post, which I will put out, or in Discord. And if you've not got a link to the Discord, I might put one in the description. But okay, back to what I was about to say with his past friends, with Michael's past friends. So he liked Simon and Jordan, but he didn't like Mark much because Mark was meaner to him when they weren't around, and he's also the one that came up with the idea in the prank, for the prank. Michael didn't want to do it, but neither did Simon, and Jordan didn't really care, to be honest. But Mark kept on saying and telling Michael to do it. He also only scared Chris because Chris took all the attention when he was born, and he didn't scare Elizabeth since she was younger and didn't want to hurt her or scare her. But also another reason that he was scaring Chris is because Mark, since he was meaner to Michael and did a lot of other bad things to Michael, he told Michael to scare his younger brother, or he'll hurt Michael and his younger siblings. That, he threatened him and also blackmailed him and did a lot of other bad things that I'm not going to say because, I don't want to say. But the only reason he didn't stop being friends with them is because they were his only friends and they stuck up against his bullies. And in my AU, the bullies, there was 3 of them. 2 of them, one, I just gave them random names, Carter and Daniel, sorry if your names are those. And the other one is Noah, which was past Ennard. Now, Michael had a crush on Noah and didn't know he had died and turned into Ennard, but he will figure that out. And Ennard didn't know that Michael was Michael from school, which he also had a crush on, but they never dated. Sorry for going on about past Michael and his friends a lot, but there's just a lot of info I wanted to tell you about his past friends. So Michael had told his friends about his crush on Noah, like friends would, and they were supportive of him because he never came out gay to his parents or family in that matter. But the only person he really came out to, apart from his friends, is his uncle Henry. When his friends found out about him being gay, they all supported him, but Mark was not too happy because he actually liked Michael, but obviously Michael hated him but didn't show it at all. But on the day of the prank, and they were all in a room together talking about the prank. Michael spoke up and said he doesn't want to do it, and so did Simon. But Mark kept on insisting and insisting to do it, and obviously Michael had to say yes because he was afraid of Mark. So when they were doing it, Michael could actually hear the spring locks getting loose because he was the closest other than Chris, and he didn't want to take Chris out because of how scared he was of Mark, and so he kept on him for a few seconds after the spring locks. He heard the spring locks getting loose, and as soon as he was about to, pull him out and lift him down, the bite happened. And after the bite had happened, all of his friends, Mark, Simon and Jordan, left him, but Simon didn't want to. But he only did because Jordan did. Simon was also traumatised by that because Simon's got a fear of blood, which also I do as well. I will also put the actual term for, the name for having the fear of blood. But my fear of blood isn't that bad. Anyway, back on to the AU thing. Yes. And also Michael has a fear of blood as well. But not as bad as Simon does because he saw so much of blood that he's just not that scared of it anymore. And yes, I know you saw it on the screen earlier, but I can't pronounce the name of it, and I'm not going to try because I know I'm going to pronounce it wrong. So I'm not even going to try and pronounce it. Okay, so whenever everyone died, Michael either saw it on the news or actually saw it happen. The only one he saw on the news, well, he saw 2 of them on the news. He saw for his father and his mother. But he also saw his father gets spring locked. He'd followed him into the building when he had got chased by all the souls and ran into the room that his father got spring locked in, but then Charlie, as the puppet, or the marionette, took him back home since she knew where he lived and she can teleport. She was in her animatronic form because in my AU, William didn't smash up the puppet. And the reason he had broken all the animatronics that the souls were in is because he was trying to free them, but they got the wrong idea and obviously wanted revenge. And yeah, they killed him. Since his father's death was on the news, Henry also saw and had adopted Michael and treated him like his own son. So his name was changed to Michael Emily Afton instead of Michael Afton. But he only uses Michael Emily instead of Michael Emily Afton. But then he went to sister location to do the work that his father had sent him to do. The work he had sent him to do was, in my EU, was to find Elizabeth's soul, because his father knew that Elizabeth would have been either died of hunger or had been killed by then, because it had been years and years since she had gone missing. The only two people that knew Elizabeth got taken into baby was Michael and Chris, but they never told anyone. And even when Chris tried to tell his father, he didn't listen, because William didn't really pay too much attention to Chris, but still paid attention to him more than Michael, and paid more attention to Elizabeth since Elizabeth was his favourite at the time. Now, obviously Michael had gone there and had to put on the work uniform and do some of the work whilst trying to find Elizabeth's soul. And another reason he done the work is because his father also told him to do the work in sister location that hand unit, or whoever speaks, has told him to do. And obviously he had gotten scooped in the end. And now, in my AU, Enner didn't feel bad, and Baby did kind of force him to scoop him, but he didn't feel bad in the end since he was free. And Michael in my AU, he's still alive, even though my Ennard isn't in him, but he's just purple all the time and he's really weak, so he's not that strong or anything. And he can also easily get hurt because of how weak he is, and since his skin is rotten, his skin's easily cut stuff. But he doesn't bleed or anything because his organs have been scooped out, and he can't bleed because he has no organs. Another thing in my AU is that Michael created the sorry about that, I forgot what they were called for a second. But yeah, Michael created the illusion discs because he was tired of looking like a grape. So he created them, say about a year and a half after he had died. Another quick thing I want to say before I continue about after his death is I'm gonna put the years of the deaths. Now, they're not going to be accurate at all because I'm just going to try and make them not too far apart, but then also far apart at the same time. Okay, so in my AU, Elizabeth was the first to die. She died a couple of months before Chris had died, I'd say about 3 months before, and I'm just going to give them also, before I do the years they've died, I'm just going to do when they were born. So here we go. I'll do the year they were born and what month and what date. Basically just the date of when they were born. So Terrence is going to be first. So I'm not really good at like years and stuff. I'm not the best at that. So yeah. Okay, so ignore that last part that they won't be really accurate, but I've done a lot of calculating and stuff, but it wouldn't be much for you obviously because it's a video. But yeah, and I'm going to show you a screenshot I took. I wrote it down on a notebook thing on my app on my phone. So yeah, I'll show you that picture now. It should be on the screen now. Yeah, it took a while. I was trying to figure out how to actually do it. But yes, they should be exact to my AU. Yeah, I mean, if they're not, then it doesn't really matter. I don't really care either. So, yeah, even though I'd done it, so I should care, but yeah, there's that. Okay, so back to the deaths. I might need to take some time and calculate it because I can't think and talk at the same time, especially when I need to think about like hard things. Yeah, I'm pretty dumb. Yes, so I'll start with Elizabeth, go up to Terrence because why not? Just make it harder on myself, I guess, or maybe I'll either start from Elizabeth or start from Terrence. It depends what my brain wants to do. So yep. I just realised, because I'm so dumb, I just realised just now that it would just be Terrence, then Elizabeth, then Chris, then William Afton, sorry, not William Afton, Clara Afton, then William Afton, and then Michael. So I'll just do it that way. Yeah, now I'm gonna actually think. Okay, for some reason, I'm just gonna do it by random, say it randomly in my head, and then tell you guys in order. So far, I have gotten Elizabeth's month and day correct. Well, corrected by AU. Well, it doesn't really matter about the day. I just said it was 3 months before Chris had died. And I'll just tell it now and then I'll tell it in order after. Probably send you guys put a screenshot up. Yeah, she died on March the 23rd, 1987. Okay, I have done that and I will put the screenshot on the screen right now. So yeah, it's just my AU. Most of you probably obviously won't agree on this because there might be actual facts and years of when they've died on like Google or whatever you use to search with. But I'm just doing it based on my own AU. So yeah. Okay, so I forgot to do Henry's death, but obviously he's not part of the Afton family, so I didn't do it because of that. But I'm not doing all of Henry's family, I'm just doing Henry. In my AU, Henry got stabbed by one of the metal skeletons that go inside the robots. I can't pronounce it, sorry. I'm bad at pronouncing things. So yeah. Yeah, one of those. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. If you don't, I'm sorry, but you probably do. Yeah, and then he was also in the fire, but he didn't die in the fire. He was actually already dead when he was like in the fire, if you know what I mean. He was already dead before the fire started, and he died 2 years after Michael had died because Michael was the only person he had left, and he ended up going insane and just started working at the thing and then died, and then the fire happened and Michael was also there. He was the one that started the fire in the first place, and yeah. So, which means he died in 1998. Now, for the Afton family reunion thing, I'm probably going to do something similar to what I've done before, but way better, with way better looking characters, and just way better, like, storyline to it. He will be living with Henry, because after the fire, they reunited, because they both ended up getting out the fire, even though Henry did get kind of crushed. He was also, like, a angel. type of thing, so he was able to teleport out of there. Michael did get a little bit burnt when the fire happened, but he managed to get. So another fact about the fire, William had saw Michael start the fire, but he didn't know it was Michael at the time because he had the mask on, the white one. Oh yes, and another thing about the mask is that I forgot to say is that the Foxy mask that he had when his past self had, he did burn it after he'd his whole family died. But how he had gotten it is Terence had it and he just took it after he died and decided to keep it. So yeah, that's a fact about the mask for my AU. So yeah, and the African family reunion thing, and it's gonna be quite it's gonna be in the 2000s, and then in the year we're in now, that's when they have like finally, like had peace with each other and is normal, like a normal family kind of. And then I will kind of explain the ships after at the end of the next video, and if some of them are already like, like the characters are already like there with each other, because I didn't do them all like singular because that would take too long. So I just decided to put like them in some of them in groups, but not many. So yeah, there's a few of them that are like, I think there's like 2 that are like together. Also the characters that are not like obvious of what their names are because I've made it up, I will put their names at the side. Above their head is what I mean, not at the side. Like for example, there's 3 characters that I made because obviously in the nightmare section there's the Freddles and they don't actually have any names. So the names are terrible because I can't think of any names. What I meant to say was I'm bad at naming things or people, mostly like things, mostly people, like characters that I've made. So yeah, and I've tried to think of 3 names that begin with F. There's 1 girl and 2 boys, and they're all adorable. So, well, at least to me. So you will see them, yeah, hopefully in the next video I post. It should be the next video. Yeah, anyway, this is the end of this one. I'm really sorry that this is so long, but I hope you have a good day / night or wherever you are. Bye!